Amid the scorching heat and endless stretches of sand in the Sonoran Desert, there lies a one-of-a-kind community often referred to as the last free place in America. From an aerial view, Slab City appears like a makeshift town that has sprung up without any formal regulations. A patchwork of old recreational vehicles, semi-permanent homes built from salvaged materials, and an eclectic array of experimental art installations scattered across the landscape. However, beneath this seemingly boundless freedom lies a harsh reality that its residents must face every day. Slab City stands as a symbol of absolute freedom, a place where there are no taxes, no official laws, and no conventional restrictions governing those who choose to live there. But does a life without rules truly offer the utopia that many imagine? Or does it instead bring forth a whole new set of challenges that are even more difficult to overcome? Slab City was built on the remains of Camp Dunlap, a former military base established during World War II in Imperial County, California. Originally used by the United States Marine Corps as a training site for artillery and anti-aircraft units, the base played a key role in wartime preparations. However, after the war ended, Camp Dunlap was abandoned in 1946, leaving behind vast concrete slabs, the remnants that later inspired the name Slab City. Over time, the area began to attract a diverse mix of residents, including war veterans, homeless individuals, street artists, and those seeking to escape the constraints of modern society. With no official regulations, a unique self-sustained community emerged. There are no taxes, no rent, and no formal laws, making it an appealing refuge for those who prefer to live outside the traditional social system. However, the absence of government-imposed rules does not mean complete anarchy. Residents have developed their own social norms and informal structures to maintain order within the community. The land on which Slab City stands is still officially owned by the state of California. In 1961, after the Department of Defense confirmed that Camp Dunlap was no longer needed, the land was formally returned to state ownership. Yet, despite this, no major efforts have been made to regulate or develop the area, allowing it to remain an off-grid settlement free from bureaucracy and government oversight. This lack of intervention has made Slab City a haven for those seeking complete independence, choosing to live self-sufficiently in the harsh desert environment. Slab City's popularity surged in the 1980s as media coverage began shedding light on its unconventional way of life. However, it gained even greater recognition after being featured in Sean Penn's film Into the Wild, further solidifying its reputation as the last free place in America. Slab City is located east of California State Route 111 in Imperial County, California. Its entrance is marked by Salvation Mountain, a 50-foot-tall hand-painted hillside covered in latex paint, concrete, and adobe. Decorated with Bible verses and religious messages, this folk art masterpiece was created by Leonard Knight, a devoted Slab City resident who spent 2 decades building it. Today, it stands as both a symbol of faith and a gateway to the community. The road to Slab City stretches through a vast, isolated desert, reinforcing the sense of freedom the place is known for. Past Salvation Mountain, visitors reach East Jesus, an open-air art gallery featuring installations made from recycled materials. Over the past 10 years, more than 2,000 artists have contributed their work, proving that creativity can flourish even in the harshest environments. Deeper into Slab City lies Carhenge, a Stonehenge-inspired installation made from stacked old cars arranged in a circular formation. It's hidden off the beaten path, with no signs or official maps, making it a discovery for those willing to explore. Although often called the last free place in America, Slab City is not an idyllic retreat for everyone. Some residents embrace a bohemian lifestyle, while others come here simply to escape society. Scattered trash, abandoned vehicles, and an air of disorder define much of the area. For visitors, it offers a stark contrast, a place of ultimate freedom, but also the tough realities of life without rules. The population of Slab City fluctuates dramatically depending on the season. During the scorching summer months, when temperatures can soar to 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, only about 150 residents remain. These are the permanent inhabitants, retirees, the homeless, and individuals who have chosen to live off the grid. However, when winter arrives, the number of residents surges to around 4,000 as RVers, van lifers, and overlanders flock to Slab City to experience its unique freedom without enduring the extreme heat. Most people here live simply. Some rely on government assistance, while others survive through bartering, selling handmade art, or offering souvenirs to visitors. Their reasons for choosing this lifestyle vary. Some seek a utopian existence, others want to escape societal rules, and many just prefer a life of solitude, free from outside interference. Art and creativity. Despite the harsh living conditions, art is an essential part of life in Slab City. The most iconic artistic landmark is Salvation Mountain, a vibrant, hand-painted hill filled with messages of love and faith, created over 2 decades. Another artistic hub is East Jesus, an outdoor gallery where artists transform discarded materials into thought-provoking installations. For those looking for entertainment, the range serves as Slab City's nightlife center. Every weekend, local musicians and visitors gather at this open-air stage to enjoy live performances. Here, art is more than just self-expression. It is a means of survival, a way to foster community, and a symbol of the freedom that defines Slab City. During the day, life in Slab City revolves around basic survival and simple routines. Residents spend their time collecting water, repairing their shelters, or trading goods with one another. Since there are no stores or restaurants, most people travel to Neelan, the nearest town, to buy supplies. Water is a scarce resource, and many rely on the waterman, who sells it for $15 per gallon, a steep price, but a necessity in the harsh desert environment. At night, the atmosphere in Slab City shifts. For some, evenings are a time to gather and enjoy live music at the range, a vibrant social hub. But for others, nightfall brings unease. With no formal law enforcement, security depends entirely on the trust and solidarity among residents. While the community follows its own unwritten code of ethics, theft and conflicts do occur, making self-reliance and caution essential for survival. Despite its raw and unstructured appearance, Slab City does have certain amenities that help sustain its residents. There is a natural shower area fed by a nearby stream, a library that serves as a literacy hub, and even a hostel with internet access for visitors. Newcomers can take part in guided tours to learn more about life in this off-grid community. Additionally, Slab City is more connected than it seems, with a dedicated Facebook page where residents share updates, organize meetups, and offer support to one another. Surviving in Slab City is anything but easy. With no government-provided electricity, many residents rely on solar panels to generate power for their daily needs. Water is scarce, forcing people to either drive to Nyland or purchase it from local vendors. Food is obtained from stores outside the city, and some residents grow their own crops on a small scale, though the desert's harsh conditions make agriculture difficult. Bartering is a common way of life here. Many residents trade goods and services instead of using money. However, for those without resources of their own, government assistance and charity organizations provide much-needed support. Despite these hardships, Slab City remains a haven for those seeking absolute freedom. though that freedom comes at a steep price. Beneath the romanticized image of a utopia without rules, life in Slab City comes with serious challenges. There are no formal laws, but the community enforces its own form of justice. Crimes like theft are not uncommon, but they carry consequences. Offenders may be banished or socially ostracized, punishments that often prove more effective than conventional legal action. Living in Slab City means accepting extreme conditions as part of daily life. With no public infrastructure for clean water, electricity, or sanitation, residents must create their own survival systems. Solar panels provide power, while water must be transported from the nearest town. The lack of proper healthcare and sanitation increases the risk of disease and infections, meaning even a minor injury can become a serious health threat. One of the most pressing issues in Slab City is drug abuse. The absence of strict regulations has led to widespread drug use, with many residents struggling with addiction. Some turn to theft to support their habits, making property protection and community trust crucial for survival. Unattended homes can become targets, so keeping valuables secure and fostering relationships with neighbors is often the best defense. Beyond internal struggles, there is an external threat looming over Slab City's future. The land, home to thousands of people, is still owned by the state of California. For years, there have been discussions about selling the land to private investors. If that happens, where will the residents go? For many, Slab City is not just a patch of desert, it's the only home they have. Slab City is a social experiment unlike any other. To some, it is proof that true freedom can exist outside the boundaries of conventional society. To others, it serves as a stark reminder that a life without rules comes with its own heavy costs. In the end, the question remains: is absolute freedom truly possible, or is there always a price to pay?